So both indices up. What's lifting the markets? We also know that it was budget day today. Was that probably what inspired a little bit more positive sentiment?
The market was...
Tinashe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Go ahead. Markets?
The markets are expecting that the budget will be positive, but there is little activity on the Zimbabwean markets, is highlighted by the low turnovers in the week. The turnovers have been have averaged about $1 million a day. But leading the gainers on the industrial side was Econet, up 5.4%, and Econet contributes 10.58% to the index.
All right. Obviously, on the industrial side, not just lifted by Econet, but other blue chip counters like Delta. Meikle's also doing well. Is it still a question of safe haven? Investors want to be in the market, but they'll invest in the blue chips?
Yeah, I think those are the counters that have traditionally got interest in them. Those are the liquid counters, and when there is a positive sentiment coming in, investors first look at these counters, and when the demand is high, you see the prices going up.
We've also seen a 10% or 10 cent rather share price increase in African Sun. So it's the top gainer in today's session. Why is that?
African Sun, I'm not so sure if your statistics are correct. African Sun was traded unchanged today at 0.7 cents.
Okay, and what arouses interest in that counter, if at all?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Tinashe.
African Sun, I think the hotel sector has been largely been dormant. There's little activity, and we wait to hear what incentives are going to be availed to the tourism sector in today's budget, which will help African Sun and other hoteliers to have a brisk business.
Okay, let's talk about that budget for 2012. Expected to be read just late afternoon. The minister has said that there's going to be growth. It's going to be a cash budget. Things will look a little bit better for Zimbabwe. Does that reflect in the figures?
I think we are looking at the expectations have been that the budget will be a cash budget. So these are things that have already been factored in the figures. So largely, the prices have reflected such sentiments.
All right. Growth is forecast for 9.4% in 2012, underpinned by finance, tourism, agriculture, and manufacturing. So whereas before we'd been looking at recovery in agriculture and mining, other areas of the economy now seem to be drivers of growth.
Yeah, that's what the minister has said. Those are all the areas are being looked at to provide positive growth. I think largely this is an optimistic budget, and the minister has chosen to take the best case scenarios in making his projections. We highlighted in an earlier show that this year we might miss the 9.3 that was targeted for 2011, and targeting 9.4 in the coming year will be very optimistic.
Okay, we also know that there's lots of talk of possible elections in the first half of next year. So firstly, clarity as to whether or not there will be those elections. And obviously the minister's going to have to make provision for election spending. And that also probably means trying to please the electorate. So maybe higher wages for the civil service, maybe more spending on public health and education, those sorts of things. Do you expect to see a little bit of populism in the budget?
The budget is being read now, and the minister is midway through. He has already provided for a referendum in the coming year. If a referendum is held and the provisions of the GPA, it will follow that elections will be held next year as well. So I think the minister will have to provide for elections. Yeah, he has, however, said the wages of civil servants will not be increased, but yes, resuscitated some grants that had been stopped
Right.
some years back for students.